of school because of overbeating them. So the government should bring incentives of training these teachers to know how they can learn to handle different kinds of students. When you go to research, you see that 10% of students they drop out or they drop out of school because of over punishments by teachers. For example, the girls, if you don't accept the punishment, you should give in the reward of sex. So this lady forces her to drop out of school, and she fears to tell the parent exactly what has led her to, what has forced her to drop out of school. She fears to tell the parent because, she's still young, such issue. So the government should look into teachers' discipline and teachers' professionalism. They have to increase there to know how to handle students. Then my last point is about the poor influence. Yes, the poor infrastructure development in these schools. Basically, me, Right Honorable Speaker, you know me, I use the wheelchair. But all the schools that I was schooling from, these are schools that never had accessibility for students with disabilities. We started in the road of education with more than 25 students, the one I knew. In education in Jinja, basically the one I knew. And this is on record that even the mayor, the deputy mayor, lucky enough that she's disabled, she knew me since I was in primary up to secondary, but I'm the only one who remained in education, which means that the 24 left. But some of them, when I tried to consult from them, they were telling me there was no accessibility for us to enter these lecture rooms. The toilets are poor. I use a wheelchair. When I want to go in the toilet, because I'm giving live examples, this is the parliament. They have to understand different people. When I'm going to the toilet, they have to carry me out of my wheelchair. They put me down. But where are you putting me? You're putting me where they have urinated, even they have poo-pooed. So such things cannot motivate me to come back there. So let the government look into that. They should provide infrastructures favoring all students, whether disabled or not disabled. Thank you so much. I submit, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Rashid raises a point of infrastructure where he says people with disability cannot even access latrines or toilets from where they study from. I want to finish with people online. Honorable Kongola Dauda, you will excuse me for now. I will have Honorable Hassan Nsada and then Honorable Kayuza Saleh who have not spoken anything. Let's have Nsada. Honorable Nsada, do you hear us? All right. Are we good? We are looking for Honorable Nsada and Kayuza, and then I want to come back here afterwards. Hassan. Honorable Nsada, do you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you on.
Okay, please go on in a few seconds.
Let me take up this opportunity to me. By the name of Sada Hassan, representing I would pounds. My point of view is there are so many reasons which has led to high rate of school dropouts
Honorable Hassan, your network is really bad. I request that you leave the meeting and join back again. We'll have you later. Right now, let's have Honorable Tusubida, and then we come back online. Were you raising a hand? We don't see anybody who is a lady up there. Online, there is, but the ones who was raising up their hands. All right, let's come here. Let's have Honorable Ruth. Honorable Nsada, it is about your network.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and my Honorable in the guest house. Hello, can you come and help me with the... Okay. Thank you. I wanted to add some point on Hilary's point, whereby many schools have caused school dropout. How? During my days, or during the time I was going to school, or when I was at high school, I went through girls' school, I went through Nakanyonyi Girls' School, I went through Wanyang Girls. But during that time, they used to bring us people who have made it in life through career guidance at school. But that thing, career guidance is no longer at many schools, especially in village settings where we come from, like where where I'm coming from. So I call upon schools to embrace the career guidance, because there is a time when Nabagereka was an alumni of Wanyang Girls. When they brought, many people were impressed and was like, wow. So if we sat in the same school, same class I'm in, why am I not to make it? And this it also helped us to push until we finished university, until I graduated from Makerere University. Then another thing, I can put this school dropout on government. Government has failed completely to promote youth talents in school. Because many people, I will not use dance, but they can be slow learner in school, but due to the talent, they are active, being engaged at school, they can continue with education until they finish. Give an example of Chitende. Chitende, as long as you have a talent, either you're a slow learner or what, they will push as they use you for your talent to reach you somewhere, and at the end of the day, they will finish school. So I call upon government to look into talent search in school, and even schools to promote talents. Personally, I, Ruth in Kariro, I'm doing talent search, whereby I brought footballers from Uganda Cranes to come and talk to some youth in Kariro. And they feel like now they feel they want to stay in school, they want to stay in football, and at the end of the day, as the year goes on, they'll finish their education. So there are many ways we can use to avoid school drop-up. I beg to submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ruth. Down here, I'm going to have the 200. This is our last motion. We will briefly look at one other thing. Honorable Nambi Claire, you are online, but I can't see your hand up, though. From the groups, I'm told you are about to submit, but I don't see your hand up. But right now, is she the one using Simon Peter? Yes. Okay. Let's have Honorable Mary and then Honorable Ashraf as we have something from online. Yes. Honorable Nambi Claire, are you ready? Your network is also bad. Honorable Claire, your network is really poor. If I told we could reveal which name you are using, that would also help us. she's using Simon Peter. Okay. Honorable Claire, please. All right. As she fixes the network, let's have Honorable Mary. And then Honorable Ashraf, we go to the next one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The motion that they have moved of school dropout, it is true, most of the youth drop out of school because of several reasons. And one of them is peer pressure. But peer pressure is not caused by the government, but it is between your heart and the people you're connecting to. So the youth of Uganda today, their parents, maybe they spoiled them when they were still young. My child is not beaten. My child, the family background, let me say like that. The parents are doing the biggest part of spoiling their children, taking them as the privilege they have, and when they go to school, they are unbeaten. The moment a teacher raises a hand, that child immediately will say, "Mommy, I cannot sustain myself to be at school."
Let's have that information in 10 seconds.
Mr. Speaker, sir, through you, I take this opportunity to inform the woman MP Ganga that beating a child is not peer pressure, it is corporal punishment. So beating people is corporal punishment. If someone doesn't want to be beaten, he's fearing corporal punishment. And corporal punishment was outlawed in 2009 in all schools and institutions. So caning someone, beating them is not allowed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Hillary.
Thank you. I was not in the line of beating, but I was in the line of how parents are bringing up their children. A teacher is the role model in the world. Above a parent, there is a teacher, and a teacher is the best counselor. So when children are brought to school, and the parents have nurtured their children in a way, they call them father, they call them mommy, this one is my grandmother. And any reinforcement that a teacher does to nurture a child, that child will see, this teacher is bad, and my parent is the best. And some parents who are having some money, they are utilizing the resources they are having, making their children to feel that the resources are available, they are belonging to them, forgetting that for them they made their own future, and the children have to start up. There is a saying where they say, teach your child business orientation than educating a child. If it was me to say that a school dropout, let the government do something, I can't stand saying that let the government come in. It is now the community to come in. You as a parent, how are you bringing up your child? What are the things that you want your child to be? If you want a bigger picture of tomorrow, you have to develop it before you say that now my child is going to drop out of school. Next of that, school dropout is being caused because of neglect by parents. The other one was peer pressure. This is neglect. Some parents, they don't care. They don't know whether my child has gone to school or has not gone. For them, they're just there to look on. Daddy, I want a school fees. But you have never seen a report card. You don't know anything about your child. You don't know the character and the behavior. But when a child comes back, you just say, welcome back, my daughter. Welcome back, my son. You're not there to think what this child is doing at school. Then, addition to that, you're not monitoring the performance of your child. You find out the weakness in your child, and then that is when you will say, if my child is poor in this, you can now bring in motivating factors of making your child to stay back in school. So I am advising my parents outside there. You are the people to help us to eliminate this issue of school dropout. Make your children love education by providing the necessary needs that a parent must provide. For example, if a child is having good housing, you're feeding your child well, that child is getting food from school, there is no way that child will pick that interest of saying, let me go back home. Even the government, let the government talk to the teachers who are at schools. When you employ a teacher who is not married, meaning you're causing like for a girl child, you're selling out like you're employing someone who is going to impregnate children at school. So the government should also help us when they are employing teachers. They should also bringing in that.
Your last deliberation causes a lot of points of information here.
Actually, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me explain my point more before they bring in their submissions.
I beg to first have her.
Thank you, right, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, honorable members. I see here my honorable member of parliament here putting some feelings. How, according to, you teachers, you a science teacher, I heard you talking there, you a science teacher. I know they teach you code of ethics conduct, Either you are married or not married, you have ethics of your job. So I don't really think that being unmarried, you can do this and that. Then secondly, in your views, I'm seeing you eyeing these urban parents who call their children daddy. But I would wish you to elaborate more on that village setting down there, down in Igang, down deep there, whereby they don't even have daddy, mommy, but the high school dropout is more in village. Don't concentrate a lot in town. Talk about also down there, and also that feeling, no.
I'm not going to take that one. I want, okay, all right, let's have a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, through you, I want to inquire, is it in order for the honorable member of parliament to stand in the youth parliament and advocate not to employ younger people who are not married? Is it in order, Mr. Speaker, sir?
I beg that honorable member from Iganga, you correct there.
Actually, Mr. Speaker, sir, why have I said like that? Allow me express myself.
Please extend to towards the microphone.
As I'm saying, we have seen male teachers at school. What they are doing is bad. They leave the field, they leave the professional code of conduct, and they are following the wrong procedure. But if someone is married and contented, that person maybe may
Are you trying to suggest that every teacher who is leaving school should first marry before they go to they get employed?
They are mature. They are not dropping out of school, they are mature. So emphasizing them to get married is the best. And by the way, if someone is married, there is a way that person can be contented.
Honorable member, I will have you there. Thank you very much.
I'm not
Honorable Mary, thank you very much for your points. I beg that we have the last person.
Thank you.
By making her sit, I was trying to resolve that issue so that we leave it. All right, let's have Honorable Hillary briefly still.
Mr. Speaker, we want to spend a little time on this issue. Mr. Speaker, through you, I want to inquire, is it in order for the honorable member to actively advocate for young people not to be employed just because they are not married? Mr. Speaker, sir, I request that you rule her out of order, and if she's out of order, she apologizes. She stands here and apologizes to the young people of this country. You cannot advocate for young people not to get employed because they are not married.
Thank you very much, Honorable Hillary. Order, let's have order there. I'm going to rule Honorable Mary out of order, though she will not apologize. I'll ask Honorable Mary to take it back, but not to apologize. Yeah, I'll ask. I'll let's have order. Let's have order. Uh, I'm going to ask Honorable Mary to take back the point of the statement of yes, just that. This honorable house asks you to take.
Thank you so much. Right Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Member is expressing her view. I'm not also in line with her view, but it's her view. So it's not in order for her to take back her view. It's what she thinks. However much we are not agreeing with the same fact, but it's what she believes in. Thank you so much.
All right. That is why I said that she will not apologize for her view of advocating that youth should not be employed if they are not yet married. I only asked that being a youth parliament.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the field we were talking in was a school dropout. You brought a point which was talking
Teenage
about
pregnancy.
school dropout. We were not generalizing all other sectors.
For
But
teachers.
School dropout is specifically for teachers.
Yes. Yes. So, Honorable, what we were asking that being a youth parliament, where we should be advocating for only youth, we don't penalize you for your opinion. We only ask that being a youth parliament, we ask you to take back the point that advocates for youth not being employed on the basis of they are not yet married.
Okay, allow me say my statement like this. If employing teachers who are still youth and they are not married, they are allowing, we have allowed, let it be. Let there be strict laws against the teachers who are promoting school dropout.
Thank you very much.
Pregnanting younger girls.
Thank you very much. The order in house. Let's have Honorable Mary take her seat. Let's have Honorable Mary take her seat. Thank you very much. Now this house will not take it. It will be removed from record. Do we have order? Do we have order? I will have order, everybody. Yes. This house will not will not put it down on paper that a member deliberated that youth should not be employed because they are not yet married. We will not at least have that on record. Yes, and for that issue, therefore, Honorable Ashraf, you are supposed to come up next, but I request that for the time that we've spent arguing here and there, you deliberate on the next issue. We'll only have one more issue, which is so touching, and that is about the PDM, Parish Development Model, sir. Maybe you'll put it somewhere there when you're deliberating about Parish Development Model. All right, Clerk to Parliament. I beg that you skip the one about linkages and coordination between structures, and then we go to the one of Parish Development Model.
Okay, legislative stroke policy issues. How can youth effectively benefit from the parish development model?
Yes, and I want to make this our last matter for today. We are going to discuss on how youth can effectively benefit from the parish development model. That will be our last one today. Before I come back to the members that are attending physically here, we shall have 3 members from online, and then we shall have 4 from members attending physically, and we shall call it a day. Members attending online, I can see 4 hands there. So we have, Yes, and in the hands that we have, I will start with Honorable Kongola Dauda, and then we shall go to yes, Honorable Kongola.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you for the opportunity once again. First and foremost, I, as a representative from Igangaze district, would like to apologize on behalf of Igangaze district for the issue of Mrs. Mary, the way you was uttering the points, sir. On this issue, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me before I go there, at least I have one point to make as far as dropout is concerned. My issue is only one, Mr. Speaker, sir. There is a saying which says that education is not for the poor, Mr. Speaker. If you have ever heard about it, when we started there, we always have that engagements with the people. So it means when you are still poor, as a region, we cannot benefit from the issues of education. So there is need to analytically eradicate the issue of poverty as a youth parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, on that point. That was my view. Then on the issue of PDM, Mr. Speaker,
you
sir.
have taken about 40 seconds, so I ask you to deliberate about parish development model in a few seconds still, so that we move to another online participant.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, sir, on the issue of parish development model, Mr. Speaker, for us to benefit, Mr. Speaker, in parish development model, Mr. Speaker, there must be a clear way of distribution of percentages that was distributed to us as youth. But when you go practically, the way they are making the things, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is no way they are accommodating the percentages that you are given as youth representatives and youth in the community, Mr. Speaker. Practically, this is what is happening, Mr. Speaker. There is no differentiation of the percentages, and we are not practically involved and also catered for as far as youth is concerned. So I call upon the government to see how practically it can involve the youth in the issue of PDM as they promised, with our percentage also considered, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much. I beg to submit.
Thank you, Honorable Dauda. May I see the other members that are raising hands? I would love only one from online. I'll have only one. Yes, I want to see a new hand. Eric is done. Yes, basically there is no new hand. I'm told Honorable Nambi Claire is using Tusubi and would love to submit, but you are not raising up your hand. There are more hands down. Are they there? Yes, let's have Kayuza Saleh because Tusubi is up there. Let's have Tusubi submit.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity on the matter concerning parish development model.
Who is that?
My name?
Yes, that is Saleh. Okay. And after Saleh, we shall have the one with the account of Tusubida.
My name once again is Kayuza Saleh from Jinja district, specifically Budondo.
Kayuza, go on.
I think the parish model. So long as youths get involved in these associations and the circles, questionable members in their areas, to encourage those youths in their areas to involve and engage themselves in those associations and circles. However, some of the challenges that we are having is that when they are writing, actually what they wanted, that youths should also get involved in the same association where we have women and we have people with disability, they should be inclusive. But you were finding a challenge whereby some of these youths were not included. According to the presidency's initiative, the president at least wanted the youths to get 30%. That's about the funds of parish model. The youth should benefit 30%. However, You are seeing that they are writing only 3 youths, 4 youths in an session. So that should be, actually you should help us using the parish chiefs such that all youths should get involved in the parish development model. I think we shall benefit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sali. Lastly, let's have the one with the account of Tusubira. Yes, unmute.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, sir, opportunity. Youths of Jinja City within Jinja Northern Division. Thanks for the opportunity that you've given me to raise out my views. Back to the previous motion of school dropouts. Before I go to the development model, I'll have a few points put across. First of all, love for money by the young boys and girls. You find that these young boys and girls, they have much love for money in that they find their way out of school in order to get the money. I'll not be broad on my points because of time. Then lack of role models. For us, we used to grow up when looking
Your network is... Claire, we have lost you. We have lost Claire. So we are coming back here. I will only have 4 people to speak about the issue of parish development model. I think let's mute her. Yes, the way the hands are, we shall start from Buyinza, Salima. We shall have Ashraf and then Ruth. Thank you very much. Honorable Claire, your network had refused, so we request that you mute.
The way she used to do her things.
Honorable here. Briefly, Honorable Buyinza.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. Honourable members, PDM is a very good intervention, but the problem is about the way they are mobilizing or sensitizing for the people to benefit. More so for the youth. You find that we are represented at the parish by the chairperson of the youth. By that chairperson has never even attended a single sensitization meeting or training, but is there waiting for the implementation of the PDM. This PDM program has a lot of benefits because it is touching a lot of sectors, the transport, the health, the education. So we know very well that the youth will benefit, and we thank the government, but the way they are handling the youth is not clear because they are saying 30%, but when I attended the one sensitization by the Minister for Agriculture, that percentage is realized after benefiting it. So the percentage will be realized after what? After the people benefiting from the program, but it's not clear. The other, the technical wing, the price chiefs, they are saying 30% will be realized by formation of the enterprise. Again, the minister sensitizing the program is saying the percentage will be realized after giving out the support. So it is not clear, but it has a lot of benefits to the youth, and we shall benefit in terms of education, terms of getting awareness of the value addition in what we are producing. So thank you, Mr. Speaker. That was my submission.
Yes, thank you. Let's have Salima, and then we shall have Honorable Ashraf, and we shall have Honorable Ruth.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I would love to tell you that one way of the youths benefiting from the parish model, what we should look at is that the parish model is there to benefit everyone, but we look at those that are in the most need. When you look at our Uganda today, the people that are suffering most are the youths.
when you talk of these old people, they already have something to show at hand. Talk of land. Many of them have large amounts of land, but where is the youth? Which kind of land is a youth having? So if they are to look at the people to benefit most, these should be youths. Youths can look at the number of percentage. When you look at the country, Uganda, the largest number of percentage of people, they are youths. The largest number, it's youth. So I just wonder, why would they give youths just only 30%, yet the largest number of population, it's full of youths? Youth should be put as the number one priority in planning. When they are planning, let them have youths at the center. Because these youths, they know much of what their needs are. When you bring this people on the planning board, the older people, they don't know what youths are going through. These ones, their needs are different needs than what the youths need. So let the youths be put in the center of the planning. Let them be also included in that. Then the other way in which youths can as well benefit, it's by letting youths be part of the collecting team, collecting information or data. Let them go into the village. The people they are sending in the village, they are only sending mature people or old people. And these people, they only look at their age mate. They aren't looking at youths. Because once they send someone of 60 or 50, they won't even engage youth. They will look at them as people who are ignorant. They will say, what do these ones know? Do they know how much we've suffered with our Muzei? They talk of Muzei Museveni. They don't know how far we've come with Muzei. So they think that everything that comes, it's only meant to be for them.
Yes,
then
as you summarize.
Let also youths be trained onto this. Let's not only look at giving them money. You give them money, but something what a youth thinks of once they get money is to make their lives happy. Talk of going for chicken, going for clubbing, because once they look at what they've been going through, it will give them a way of saying, oh, I need to at least make myself happy. I've suffered. But then let them train them. When they train them, let them give them some capital. Capital should not be in terms of money. Let them, once someone has been trained, let's say in tailoring, let them be given that, in that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Salima. Let's have Honorable Ashraf, and then we shall have Honorable Ruth.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the second chance, but I will request you grant me opportunity to talk about school dropout.
In a few seconds. Thank you.
Thank you. On the issue of the previous motion, you know I was interrupted by Honorable Member of gang, and they chopped me. On this issue of school dropout, I will somehow blame the government, most especially the top officials, because when I say the government, they will say I'm also included in the government. But the top officials in the government, to complicate, because at first they complicated the syllabus. Because up to now, there are issues that I sit and think, imagine a news reporter to study the house fly, to study the life cycle of a house fly. That's a wastage of time. A mechanic to study, I can't even believe it. If there will be an opportunity that they will request people to go, you first balance the equation of x, 2x plus x, then you get the answer, then they will give you a job. Okay, on that issue, still, on the issue of school dropout, many people are dropping out from school just because and motivation speeches from those that have successfully completed their schools or their studies. Because I know and I think most of honorable members who are here, you joined the politics because of the successful motivation speeches from our seniors. I know most of them keeps telling you when you join politics, there is money during election, you will earn a lot of money. When you join politics, there is a chance to become a member
a full honorable member of parliament of your constituency. On the issue of PDM, I would request members who have information, most especially on the district levels, most of members who are here, you have the information. And I know most of the sensitizations they are conducting in our districts, they are encouraging youth and other categories. So for you who has that information, at least disseminate those information to the community and let these youth who are on the community level know their powers in the parish model. Sensitize them about the percentages, and lastly, encourage them to join agriculture, because there will be a problem that hinders them, because I know the chairpersons of these committees of the parish models will say, where are you going to implement your project? So I would request, if you can, encourage them to join agriculture. Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you
Speaker.
very much. Let's have lastly the Honorable Ruth.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, and my fellow Honorable in the House. Honorable Speaker, I want to inform you that during the sensitization of parish model in my district, I was lucky, or among the lucky people, that moved with the focal person throughout the whole district to ensure that the youth in my area get well sensitized about parish development model. But I want to inform my fellow youth here, my fellow honorable here, that from the beginning there was misinterpretation from up to down. The youth demand to the president was misinterpreted by the design of parish development models. Because when we talked about 30% of the youth, we talked about the funds. Up, they thought of 30% of the youth getting involved in what? Parish development. So this is where the dance is beginning from. The youth is fund. The designer, they used to be part of it. And according to them, and according to what I've been seeing, being sensitized down there, the 30% is included in the PDM. Because according to its parish, at parish level we have a committee, PDM committee, whereby one youth representative is part of that committee, who should ensure that his or her fellow youth in that parish get involved in this. So that's one step scored from up, that the youth are being involved in parish model. Personally, when I was moving around the district, I could call, because we went sub-county by sub-county, they used to call these people down. They used to call all the LC1 from that sub-county people, then the LC2 and its committee, where the chairperson LC for the youth is inclusive. So I could brief them, tell others to be involved in this. So I would think they never sensitized us with the district leaders. That's why this thing is a whole mess. Because few people got involved like I did to move with the focal person. Most of you here, parish model is green also. You are green about it. You don't know anything about parish model. But let me tell you, the youth are not left behind in this, according to what I read on the guideline, on what I read. Because they are looking at each household. Unless that youth is still cooking in her own mother's house, is not going to benefit. But if you are having your own house, though you are still in the same area with your parent, you are going to benefit. So I call upon our leaders here. Let's embrace this. Let's teach, like my fellow colleague has said. Let's, communicate to our locals to get involved, as we still correct the error which was misinterpreted by our designers of parish model, as we demand, because we wanted the 30% fund to be allocated to the youth groups.
Briefly, as you conclude.
As I conclude, I call upon my fellow honorables here. to embrace parish model, because this time is from the district, is from up to the parish, and the money is not being, going to zigzag like normal it has been. Thank you.
Yes, online we had Honorable Kasegu Daisy, a lady who was about to deliberate. Thank you very much, honorable members. There is a burning issue of time, and we shall end it there. Ladies and gentlemen, you will allow me to move to this. Before when we were having motions, we didn't vote for them. So briefly, we are going to do this as a clerk. You are noting this down. For the first motion, for a resolution of Parliament urging government to address the high levels of poverty in Busoga region. We are going to vote to this motion. The ones who are for this motion, you say aye, and the ones who are against it, you will say nay, and then we see if we have it as a resolution here. So let us vote. I will read the first motion is motion for a resolution of Parliament urging government to address the high levels of poverty in Busoga region. Let's vote. You either say aye or nay. Thank you very much. We have voted for this motion, and so we shall have it as a resolution down there. We shall go to the second one that we also skipped. The second motion was a motion for a resolution of Parliament urging government to address the escalating number of teenage pregnancies in Busoga region. The ones who are for this motion, you shall say aye, and the ones against it, you will say nay. Let's vote. We have voted for this motion, and the last one was motion for resolution of Parliament urging government to address the issue of high rate of school dropouts. If you for this motion, if you support this motion, you will say aye, and the ones against it, you will say nay. Let's vote. Thank you. Thank you very much. The ayes have it. The ayes have it, and clerk, we shall go to the next point on the next item on agenda.
Next item on agenda, adjournment.
As Speaker of this Honorable House, I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, for participating in this Busoga Youth Parliament, the first one of its kind. And at this moment in time, we shall... Okay, we shall have the clerk read to us the resolutions of this Parliament, and then we shall adjourn.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. The following are the resolutions of the Busoga Regional Youth Parliament at Jinja City on Saturday, 2nd July 2022. The resolutions to the first motion, which was a resolution of Parliament urging government to address the high levels of poverty in Busoga sub-region, are as follows. The resolution number 1, that is youth skilling. Youth skilling, more of, okay, youths should be skilled. Youths should be equipped with skills rather than theory that is done in class. Then reduction of prices on commodities in order for them to save, because they spend much more money on their basic needs instead of saving the little they earn. Then information flow about employment opportunities. Most of the youths are left out. They're not informed about the employment opportunities in the various districts of Busoga sub-region. Then consideration of the disabled youths in employment. Most of the disabled youths are left out because they can't walk, they can't talk, they're deaf, so they're left out on such opportunities. Then improvement of industrial relations. When we speak about industrial
industrial relation, we mean the relationship between the employee and employer, the worker and that person giving out the job. Then startup capital after education, that is a little sum of amount should be given to at least every youth who has finished a certain level of education to start up something. That's entrepreneurship. Then the following are the resolutions to the second motion, which was a resolution of Parliament urging government to address the escalating number of teenage pregnancies in Busoga region. The resolutions are entrust the youth with sensitization of, the youth leaders should be entrusted to sensitize the fellow youths on how to avoid teenage pregnancies. Then limitation of cultural beliefs such as the pulling, that is labia, of young girls. This is because it stimulates their desires to have sex, hence early pregnancies. Then the resolutions to the third motion was, the motion is motion for resolution of Parliament urging government to address the issue of high rate of school dropouts. And the resolutions are consider equal payment of teachers, that is both science and arts. Then consideration of infant education. Put in a policy of universal education by removing the liberty of optional education. Improve on the infrastructures at schools. For example, students with disabilities are not able to use toilets, most of those that use wheelchairs. Then promote students with talents. Mindset change, for example, those of poor family backgrounds, low education levels should be sensitized and taught the positive or the advantages of education. Then ethics, conduct by teachers. Teachers should be trained on how to behave well at school. Then the last motion was, how can the youth effectively benefit from the parish development model? The resolutions are release the 30% fund of the youths as promised or stated by the government. Increase on the percentage of funds since the youths are the majority in Uganda. Let the youths get involved in the implementation of the youth development, of the parish development model. Then train the youths on how to use the funds in developmental ideas such as agriculture. Then sensitization of youth leaders about the PDM, that is the parish development model. Then clear flow of information. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Next agenda, adjournment.
Yes, thank you very much, honorable members. It has been a long day. We had a lot of visitors, but yes, at least we had some more time to deliberate, and I thank you very much for the deliberations. Members online, we thank you very much. You gave in your points, and you were very active. It was only about time. We didn't have enough time to air out all our views, but at least the gist was gotten, and therefore as Speaker of this Honorable House, I adjourn this House until further notice. Thank you very much.
Okay, honorable members, as you can see, we are going to take a group photo, but the speaker has already adjourned this house until further notice. So our colleagues, the honorable members on online, we can say thank you. Thank you so much for attending. There are people who attended since, I think, from 9 up to this time. I've been watching. Faraja commits to send you data refunds for you guys who have been online. And we thank you so much. You can now leave. Thank you so much, colleagues here. I thank you.
Recording stop.